I'm Mike Greiner. I'm a bankruptcy attorney located in Warren, Michigan, and I'm serving the residents of Oakland County, Michigan. I'm here to talk to you today about keeping your stuff in bankruptcy. One of the biggest concerns that most people have about bankruptcy is they expect that it means they're going to have to get rid of all their assets. And for most people, that's not the case. In Chapter 7 bankruptcy, the chapter where we wipe out all your debts, what we have is something called the exemptions. And what the exemptions say is that for certain kinds of assets, things like your home, things like a vehicle, things like your jewelry, things like your clothing, things like your household goods and furnishings, that you can keep those assets up to a certain value. There's also what's called a wildcard exemption, which allows you to keep anything else that you may have up to a certain value. Most of my clients are able to protect all their assets just using those exemptions. And that can be a great opportunity for them and really quite a big surprise for most of my clients. Because many of them expect that as they're going into Chapter 7 bankruptcy that they're going to be losing certain assets, and generally is not the case. Even if you are in a situation where you have such substantial assets that you find that you're not able to protect everything through in the Chapter 7 process as a result of your exemptions, there are a couple options still available to you. You can either pay the difference, essentially give the creditors the difference of what they would have gotten had they liquidated all your assets through a bankruptcy. You can actually give up certain of your assets. There are some people who might not care if, for example, a collectible that they have, that they've been collecting, if a certain portion of those go to the creditors and they get to keep everything else. That's another option. And the third option is we could do instead a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Chapter 13 bankruptcy is where you pay something back to the creditors going forward. If it turns out that you have enough assets that we're not able to protect them all through the Chapter 7 process, as long as you pay the amount that your creditors would have gotten had you liquidated your assets through Chapter 7. As long as you pay that amount through the Chapter 13 bankruptcy, then you'll get to keep those assets. That can be a great opportunity for a lot of people who are in a position where they have substantial amounts of assets that they're not able to protect otherwise through bankruptcy or through other collection efforts. If you want to find out more about filing bankruptcy and protecting your assets as you go through this process, please feel free to give me a call. My office number is 586-693-2000. I'd be happy to meet with you personally for